Welcome, football mezzanine fans, to the very first installation of
This is Football Heritage.
I'll be your host, Tristan Cross. This episode, we cover the question that has crossed everyone's mind at one point or another. What will happen to the footballing world when Messi and Ronaldo retire? So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy as we delve into football history. Arguably one of the best rivalries in football history, and with a combined 10 Ballon d'Ors to their names, Messi and Ronaldo have dominated football for over a decade. In fact, the next closest winner of the coveted Ballon d'Or award has only 3 to each of their 5. So in order to fully analyze what the effect of their departures will be, we'll need to look at history prior to their arrivals, their achievements and impacts while playing, and the effects of their departure from the European scene. Prior to Messi and Ronaldo's entrance into the professional football world, there was no shortage of world-class players. To name a few: Maradona, Brazilian Ronaldo, Zidane, Beckham, Raul, Ronaldinho, Buffon, and Klose. Many of these great players held the records that we know to date. That said, Messi and Ronaldo have smashed the majority of them, and that seems unprecedented. From this, we can only extrapolate the future great legends will follow the Messi-Ronaldo era, but how good they become and whether they can fill the void created from their retirement can only be speculated. No analysis of the impacts of a retiring player would be complete without looking at their achievements whilst on the scene. Since this is a topic covering the effects after the retirement, we will only take a quick look. When looking at statistics, Messi and Ronaldo together have broken nearly every record conceived in football. As of the spring of 2017, Messi had the most goals scored in La Liga. Ronaldo had the most goals scored in the Champions League. Messi had scored the most goals in club competitions in a calendar year. Ronaldo had scored the most international goals in a calendar year. Both players were their all-time top goal scorers for the international clubs. I could continue on for days. To sum up, Messi and Ronaldo have changed the sport beyond measure, so no doubt about it, they will be hard to replace, creating a vacuous void. Looking to the future, there will be 2 pivotal points that can mark the end of the Messi-Ronaldo era, but I get ahead of myself, so let's define some constraints. We must first acknowledge that Messi is 2 years younger than Ronaldo, so there could be a point where Ronaldo leaves La Liga prior to Messi. Alternatively, we could have both of them leave La Liga at the same time, especially given Ronaldo's pride. Personally, and this is pure speculation, I believe the latter will be the case, so let's accept that assumption and continue from there. They've left La Liga. What now? Well, before you all lose your minds, this may not be the retirement from football, just the retirement from European football. There are a few options for them after La Liga. 1. They could go to the MLS. With legendary players like Beckham, Pirlo, Lampard, and now Ibrahimovic going to the North American League, it wouldn't be a large surprise to see them go. 2. They could go to the United Arab Emirates. Xavi recently left for the league, so could this be a future trend? Only time will tell. 3. They could go to the Chinese Super League. Having spent hundreds of millions on foreign players like Oscar, this seems like a possible option. Albeit, the CSL has recently imposed a stricter regulation, causing each team to have a maximum of 4 foreign players, which has dropped from 5. Additionally, the CSL imposed a rule that should a team be in debt, they are required to pay a development fund that would equal the transfer fee. This poses to be a huge hindrance. Given these regulations and the trend of the world's best retirees moving to the MLS, we will accept the first case. So they both move to the MLS. What now? This should be another exciting point in the Messi v Ronaldo rivalry, as we get to see more for years to come. That said, from this point on, it is likely that they will not be winning the Ballon d'Or, nor will they be in the Champions League, so for all intents and purposes, we can assume they are retired. They've retired. Oh, the inhumanity! What will become of the world? Well, we should begin by looking to the next generation of superstars. Most notably, Neymar should take center stage. At age 25, Neymar has won the Champions League once, La Liga twice, the Copa del Rey twice, 1 Copa Libertadores, I'm sorry if I butchered it, and 1 Olympic gold medal. It's also notable to mention that Neymar should be set to overtake Pele's long-standing goal record for Brazil. At age 26, let's compare Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar's results to see where they match. At that age, Ronaldo had 471 games played, 213 goals, 89 assists, 1 Ballon d'Or, and 1 Golden Shoe. Messi had 461 games played, 348 goals, 138 assists, 4 Ballon d'Ors, and 3 Golden Shoes. Neymar had 520 games played, 321 goals, 171 assists, and 0 Ballon d'Ors or Golden Shoes. There are a few things to note. Neymar has been outstanding and he has kept track with Ronaldo, but has not kept up with Messi stats-wise. Neymar has 0.61 goals per game and 0.32 assists per game compared to Messi's 0.75 goals per game and 0.29 assists per game, not mentioning prestigious awards, of course. Ronaldo had 0.45 goals per game and 0.18 assists per game by that point at age 26. Other things to note are that Ronaldo has really picked up his game in latest years, winning 4 Ballon d'Ors in the past 5 years. All this has been to say, Neymar will rule in their absence and probably will win some Ballon d'Ors, but will most likely not be their equal unless he pulls a similar set of late age results as Ronaldo has. Other notable players that could take the limelight are Hazard, Mbappe, or Ousmane Dembele. Most critics agree though, these players will not be the new Messi and Ronaldo, but it is very early to say. Additionally, we should see Messi and Ronaldo's retirement weaken Barcelona's and Real Madrid's grip on European football. 5 of the last 8 Champions League titles have gone to Barcelona or Real Madrid. Coincidentally, or not so because we've seen so much evidence thus far, Messi and Ronaldo have been pivotal for each of these teams. With their absence, it is safe to say that these two clubs will continue to have power to pull the world's best as they have in the past, but they should have enormous competition from English football. The ever-increasing amount of money into English football should provide a power shift, as we've noticed with this year's involvement of English teams in the Champions League. Money talks, and it wouldn't be illogical to assume English clubs may become the dominant force in European football, or at the very least on par with La Liga's 2 powerhouses. On the international stage, Portugal should have trouble qualifying for and doing well in the World Cup. Prior to Ronaldo's debut for home country Portugal in 2003, their best World Cup finish occurred in 1966 when they finished 3rd. Other than that, they rarely qualified. Meanwhile, with Ronaldo, they have qualified every year. Contrary to Portugal, Argentina has made the World Cup numerous times prior to Messi's entry in 2005. In fact, both times they have won were prior to Messi's era. With the rise of Argentinian stars like Paulo Dybala, Argentina should continue to do well post-Messi. This should leave us with one last question. Will Messi and Ronaldo rule the footballing world by managing? In an interview with Blick Sport, Messi claims he will probably not coach after retirement, but time still remains, so he may change his mind. As for Ronaldo, an interview with Sky Italia reveals that he'd like to push his career into other things like movies. Hopefully, those other things include coaching, as I'm sure we would all like to see that. Needless to say, the world of football has been changed by their numerous records and world-class goals. Whether or not a generation will appear to take up the mantle or surpass these legends, only time will tell. And that wraps up our very first, but not last installment of
This is Football Heritage.
I've been your host for this episode, Tristan Cross. All references can be found in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share with your friends. And as always, this is a discussion, so let us know your comments, thoughts, and standpoints. And remember, these 2 prolific players' days are not done. After all, tomorrow is another day.